What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlemania here, back with some more news. The last week of February is going to be a big week in wrestling as the WWE holds Super Showdown on Thursday and AEW holds its pay-per-view Revolution on Saturday, which means you know it's going to be a big news week too. Join us now as Wrestlemania looks at the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know, including how WWE might have saved Wrestlemania 36 from being a boring, predictable bore fest, Goldberg's true opinion on Matt Riddle, the Revival trademarking new names, a top star returning to WWE, is a third Elimination Chamber match coming, yet another WWE signing, and much more. Oh yeah, a new episode of The Final Bell is coming on tonight, so be sure to turn on notifications for it. But let's waste no further time and get straight into the first story, as WWE might have saved Wrestlemania 36. Now, even before the Royal Rumble, plans of The Fiend facing Roman Reigns for the title on the line at Wrestlemania 36 had been leaked, and many of us groaned at the idea that this was where The Fiend would suffer his first title loss. However, it seems plans backstage could have changed, and The Fiend and Roman Reigns, as well as John Cena, could have new opponents planned. According to wrestling's fortune teller Dave Meltzer, he mentioned, "A lot's changed. The only two matches that I've written about that have changed, and I don't know if it's 100% change, but I was pretty much told that they've changed, hint hint, something has changed, is Bray Wyatt and Roman Reigns and John Cena and Elias. But I believe there's about 5 or 6 matches in total that have changed, but the other ones are matches that I haven't reported yet anyway." Essentially, I think there's a Raw change too, but basically the SmackDown side of things, I would say every match is either going to change or is in danger of changing. I don't think there's one that's solid anymore. It was yesterday I heard everything's up in the air on SmackDown, and then I heard the same thing from several other people. Then today, I haven't got a new card, but I know those 2 matches I mentioned right now look like they're off. What that means, I don't know. Now this is great news, as not many fans wanted The Fiend to drop the title to Reigns, and pretty sure nobody wanted Cena to face Elias, as they've already had a match and confrontation in Manias 34 and 35. The question remains though, who is planned to be their opponents? Now if we had it our way, it'd be The Fiend versus John Cena, and Roman Reigns versus Goldberg. Do you guys agree or disagree? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, SmackDown ratings are up. The ratings are in for 21st February Friday Night SmackDown, and the blue brand enjoyed a slight increase in the ratings from the previous week's show. According to Paul Fontaine from WrestlingNews.co, the show averaged 2.49 million viewers, up slightly but virtually the same as last week. As we've noted since January, SmackDown has improved to the point where the show is putting on consistently good shows every week. Granted, there are still problems with the shows, but nothing like the hit and miss programs of 2019. As we've also noticed, the best thing the WWE can do right now is to keep delivering good shows and to grow its audience, even if it's at a slow pace. The SmackDown is delivering good numbers for the key demographics and should take advantage of every potential bump from the shows, whether it's Super Showdown, Elimination Chamber, or Wrestlemania 36. Next up, Goldberg's true opinion on Matt Riddle. Now, Matt Riddle has been apparently trying to make a name for himself by critiquing or calling out both Bill Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. In case you forgot, the King of Bros comments about Dollar Bill, and here's a flashback. The thing for me is, and one of the reasons I was never a fan of Goldberg in the beginning when everybody was like, "Oh, he's so good," I was like, no, he's terrible, he's hurting people, and there's nothing else. He just has 3-minute matches. While there have been different stories about whether this is a work or a shoot, we do know Bill Goldberg is getting in on the verbal volleys. During an appearance on the Total Slam podcast, Dollar Bill observed,
"He's like a booger that gets caught in your nose. He's just annoying and won't go away. But no, he has nothing to do, no bearing whatsoever on Goldberg's life, period, end of story. It's the wrestling business, and sometimes when you're out in public, you may run into a former foe, and you never really know how the situation is gonna turn out. So it is what it is, and we still obviously don't see eye to eye.
Goldberg's veiled threat at Riddle has us thinking of the time Chris Jericho dispatched Big Bad Bill backstage. Hopefully for Goldberg, he won't experience a similar embarrassment should he decide to go after Riddle. Next up, the Revival trademarking new names. If Scott Dawson and Dash Wilder do leave the WWE, as many believe they'll do, the tag team is already planning ahead for what they'll call themselves. With the WWE owning the name to the Revival, Dawson and Wilder have been busy filing for trademark protection, not only for a possible new name, but also for a catchphrase. According to WrestlingNews.co, the talented team have filed for trademark protection on the following: Top Guys, Say Yeah, and No Flips, Just Fists. With Dawson and Wilder using the same trademark attorney as AEW stars such as Cody Rhodes and Jon Moxley, that's further evidence where the two will be going. Next up, a top star returning to WWE. It looks like one Hardy might be leaving the WWE while another returns to the ring. PW Insider's Mike Johnson is reporting that Jeff Hardy was spotted backstage at the 21st February SmackDown and that wrestling's charismatic enigma is scheduled for next week's show as well. Although we haven't heard when Jeff is returning to the ring, his presence at the Blue Brand suggests that's where he'll be performing once he's ready to return to the ring. Although Brother Matt's WWE contract expires on 1st March, Jeff still has time left on it thanks to him missing several months due to his leg injury. In addition, Jeff is currently facing a DUI case. But the first thing Jeff needs to do is to take care of conquering his personal demons. Rumor has it Jeff has been working on this, and Wrestlemania wishes his complete success with this, as we've all seen too many tragic cases involving wrestlers and drugs and/or alcohol. If and when Jeff returns to the ring, do you think he'll enjoy the same push he had before he was injured? Next up, Shinsuke's grand injury. SmackDown's Symphony of Destruction certainly lived up to its name as Shinsuke Nakamura was injured when Braun Strowman power-slammed him onto a grand piano at ringside. The King of Strong Styles suffered a laceration to the back of his head, while the piano suffered a dent. Nakamura posted a message to fans on Instagram saying, "Don't worry, I am tough, but the piano was toughest and I couldn't beat it." Now things could have been worse, but Shinsuke appears to be okay if his message is accurate. Next up, is there going to be a third Elimination Chamber match? Now if you watched our 21st February SmackDown review, you probably noticed Lacey Evans talk about wrestling in the Elimination Chamber. Given that the only women's Elimination Chamber match is for Raw, fans are wondering whether Lacey misspoke or this was a hint at an upcoming match. Now we'll certainly keep you updated on any possible match, but a third Elimination Chamber match would be big news, although as we've noted previously, Bayley is reportedly defending the SmackDown Women's Championship against Naomi at the Showcase of the Immortals. Next up, congratulations to Kairi Sane, who just got married. Sane announced her nuptials on Twitter with the following message translated from Japanese. "I'm looking forward to building a family filled with laughter and joy, with a man I can respect so deeply from his attitude towards work, warm towards people and animals, and his genuine way of living. I will continue working hard to become a pro wrestler that can bring much happiness and smile to people." According to Ringside News, there was some erroneous information circulating about who Sane married, with the site noting, "Kairi Sane did not marry New Japan Pro Wrestling star Evil." Other sites are reporting this. They are simply confusing two WWE superstars. Io Shirai is engaged to Evil. She could be getting married soon, we don't know. Shirai is out of action for a couple of months after tweaking her knee. Kairi Sane is now married, but her husband's identity hasn't been publicly revealed. There's currently no word on whether she's taking time off for a honeymoon, but considering the scarcity of tag team title defenses by the Kabuki Warriors, Kairi could be off until WrestleMania 36. Next up, a bit of a wild rumor as Seth and Becky may be taking some time off. Rumors are flying around that one of the WWE's power couples could be taking time off soon. During an appearance on Dropkick Discussions podcast, Sportskeeter's Tom Collihu revealed, "And yeah, there are rumors now that both her and Seth may take some time away from WrestleMania to recharge. Maybe go and get married and to let the fans breathe a little bit, because absences does make the heart grow fonder. So we'll see if that happens. That is only what I hear though, it's nothing concrete at the moment, I want to make that very clear. But it is what I'm starting to hear, so it would make sense for Becky to lose the title at WrestleMania. Even if Seth and Becky are leaving soon, that's no guarantee she'll drop the Raw Women's Championship at Mania, particularly if the WWE thinks the fans are onto her taking time off. Whatever the case, time off for the man and Seth could be good for both of them, particularly Seth, and for whatever reason, Seth Rollins has not been able to connect with the fans, either as a babyface or a heel. As for Becky, she's held the Raw Women's Championship longer than anyone, and it's time for a change of pace. And our final story, yet another WWE signing. The WWE continues its spending spree as Squared Circle Sirens is reporting that Japanese star Sari, aka Sari Fujimura, has signed with the company and will be reporting to the Performance Center soon. The 23-year-old wrestler has been grappling since she was 15 years old and considered a top prospect. But there you have it guys, the wildest wrestling news stories and rumors you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, be sure to check in later for the Final Bell episode, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.